Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel called zuzanareacts, where I learn all things para with your help, and I just share my Slovak Central European point of view. And in today's video we're going to do a bit of a fun one with you. At least that is what I think from the title, which is like, why is an average Indian unfit apparently? So before we find out what our video actually talks about,
please like this video and click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification. Thank you so much for your support.
So let's do this. Let's find out why the average Indian is physically unfit. But before I press play, let me know in the comments, why do you think that would be a topic for a video? And if you think that the average Indian is physically unfit, why do you think, according to you, that is? And now let's kick this off.
I've always wondered why most Indians have a physique that looks like this: skinny arms and legs, little to no muscle mass, and a lot of fat accumulated around the waist region. A body type that's commonly called as skinny fat. You look fine with clothes on, but when it comes off, it's not a pretty picture. This is often observed in South Asians and is called the Asian Indian phenotype or the thin fat phenotype.
I thought everyone looked like that, not just Indian.
You might have noticed this in your friends, your relatives, and even in yourself.
We are on the way to become the diabetes capital of the world. 70 million diabetes cases. What is the reason for this? It is lifestyle or it is hereditary?
A country that's dominating the world in science and technology, why is India severely lagging when it comes to fitness? Now, of course, genetics does play an important role, but it does not mean that we can't overcome this challenge. Take a look at these foods that are typically consumed in South India. All these dishes are made of rice batter, which is extremely rich in carbs. Now, carbs aren't necessarily bad for you, but the problem comes with overconsumption.
Myth is that only by eating the sweet you will become diabetic. It's not like that. The overall quantity, the calorie, the carbohydrate content of the food, they all are responsible.
The Indian Council of Medical Research did a survey spanning 12 years featuring people from every single state and union territory. They found out that about 70% of our diet consists of carbohydrates, compared to the United States, where carbs accounted only for 50% of their diet. This overconsumption of carbs and lack of protein is a recipe for turning skinny fat, because protein is what adds muscles to your body. Now, of course, this has to be combined with weight training, but for now, let's focus on diet.
Large part of the plate on a typical meal tends to be just carbohydrates. We're essentially eating roti and rice, and we just add on a bit of vegetable and dal to it, which is very little to meet the protein requirement.
Although items like chutney, sambar, and curries can be nutritious, and pulses like rajma and chickpea are super rich in protein, these foods are usually consumed in small quantities, so the overall impact is not significant. So making a conscious effort to include more protein and reducing the carb intake in your diet will cause a significant improvement in your overall health and fitness.
True.
A majority of people in India use BMI to determine how healthy they are. BMI is a formula that uses your height and weight measurements and it outputs a number. If the number is between 18 to 25, it's considered normal. Anything more is considered overweight, and anything less is considered underweight. But here's the problem. Take a look at popular wrestler Steve Austin. He was about 6 foot 2 inches and weighed about 250 pounds. According to BMI, he is considered obese, while this other guy is considered healthy.
We know this is actually a very unhealthy type of body composition, but because it's in the normal BMI category, it often gets missed and overlooked.
A study in 2020 revealed that 43% of Indians with a normal BMI are metabolically unhealthy. So a huge portion of people are living under this illusion that they are not overweight or unhealthy, when in reality they actually are. If you hit the gym in India, you will have noticed a lot of middle-aged people working out because they were probably diagnosed with a health condition, or some even working out to lose weight for an upcoming event. They go all in for a couple of months, get on crazy diets, and once the event passes, they get back to their old lifestyle. This is a very wrong mindset. Working out should be considered as a lifestyle, not a short term solution. Now, what's even worse is some people completely avoid working out because they believe that if they stop exercising, they'll automatically gain more weight. To clarify, you don't magically put on more weight if you stop working out. It's rather because you're now consuming more food and burning less calories.
The more you eat, the more you need to move to burn off those calories. The less you move, if you sit on your ass and don't do anything, you need to eat less to counterbalance that. Does that not make sense?
Secondly, there's also a lot of negative beliefs about supplements. People don't take protein powders because they think it causes side effects.
Dude, you're eating so much protein, you're gonna get kidney stones. Very often you'll see that these same people who pass these comments have little to no knowledge about fitness.
But the real issue is 70% of the supplements that are sold in India are fake. So these fake products are inherently harmful and can cause side effects. So it's important to understand that protein powder isn't harmful. It's about where you get it from. Do your research, check with a doctor, and make sure you get it from a legit source to avoid such concerns.
Academic pressure.
From a very early age, we give priority to academics.
What a cute.
In schools, we focus on board exams. In college, our focus is on GPA. At work, it's all about working extra hours and aiming for a better salary. And before we realize, we are all caught in this rat race where we enter our 40s and 50s with tons of health issues.
Oh,
Now,
me.
this is not to blame our parents or teachers. Their primary goal is to ensure a good quality of life for their children. But what gets overlooked here is the importance of health and physical appearance. According to a survey in 2022, 40% of Indians were not even meeting the minimum level of physical activity that is recommended by
Interesting.
WHO, which is roughly 150 minutes of exercise per week. What's the point of making money and achieving success in your career if we can't be healthy enough to enjoy its benefits
Very
or live
true.
long enough to savor it?
Very true.
The traditional Indian diet, that is high carb foods like rice, was designed for people who did a lot of physical labor, working in fields and factories, burning excess calories by virtue of their daily activity. Unfortunately, this does not align with our current lifestyle. Most of us work in front of a computer, and with services like Zomato, Swiggy, and Uber, our life has become very sedentary. Our lifestyle has completely changed in the past couple decades. But sadly, we still cling on to old traditions when it comes to diet and nutrition. Hopefully, this video has given you a good understanding and awareness about health and fitness in India. Remember, it's not about working out or dieting for a few months. Shift your mindset and view it as a way of life. Don't fall for all these myths and misconceptions. Choose something that works for you, something that's sustainable in the long term, and stick to it. We Indians may not be blessed with the best genetics, but it doesn't mean that we can't do our best to be our healthiest and fittest selves.
Okay, so this video is very interesting. I feel like it's not only applicable to Indians, but it's also applicable to anywhere else in the world. I feel like the body type he had mentioned is very applicable wherever. I think we, as we age, you naturally, your metabolism, I think, tends to slow down. And I always say I'd rather have I really don't like exercising, but I say I'd rather have my back pain from exercising than from sitting. And for the job, obviously, maybe most of the people you stare at a computer most of the day. I'm guilty of working 24/7, so yeah, it is really not good. So like adding continuous workouts, which as he said, it's important to see it as a lifestyle, which for me it's still very hard because I love to play tennis. I think that those of you that follow me on Instagram, you would have sent me posting tennis pictures, so that's something that I love doing. But the gym stuff, it's just like I know I have to. Yeah, I think he was right there about pointing the fact that like the heavy foods are for when you have to exert a lot of physical activity. But I think when you don't, like I don't know. Actually, it's interesting because, you know, let's say when you study, let's say if you're a student, and because outside of work, I also study right now. You really do burn a lot. Like studying is connected with glucose. Actually, in my induction to my course, they said that. I was like surprised, saying like, you know, in fact, like when you do a lot of mental activity, it requires also, it burns calories, I think, or if I understood it correctly, right? Like you require glucose to help with the brain, whatever. I don't know the science behind that, but that's kind of what I've been sent. But interesting. What do you guys think? Attributes? Do you guys go and work out? Do you have sedentary jobs? Do you go and study all day, all night? Because the thing is, like, if you have to study, for example, right? Like, it's not like you can become smarter in a nanosecond. You have to sit through. You have to study through so many things that it's not actually even funny. And I'm speaking out of experience right now. I'm feeling my own pain. So yeah, so I just wonder, like, if you are tracking with the video, if you think that it was an accurate representation of what's going on in India, or at least the parts where you're from, please do let me know in the comments below. And I think with that being said, this is going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy, please give a thumbs up, share, like, and subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you next one. Until then, please do take care. Sending much love. Bye bye.